separate agencies for this?
We can take one more question. This one over there. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My name is Christoph van Tonder. I'm the managing director of an accounting firm here in Luxembourg. Thank you very much for your comments. It's very insightful. What I was thinking, once you have invested in infrastructure, you have invested in education, we see today that developed countries need to be open-minded as well towards developing countries, because once these developing countries have reached a certain level of education, of competitivity, borders should be open to allow free competitions from these developing countries. What pops to mind is, for instance, digital taxation. How does the panel see that developing countries will be open in the future towards the competition from the developing countries?
I think the whole framework of taxation today is in need of updating. I mean, we've got an OECD model that was based on where a factory was located and physical flows of goods, and so much of the world today is digital. It kind of doesn't work. My own view is that ultimately could be a very long time, taxation will end up being based on where consumption is. It will be a revenue tax because it kind of works. Probably a combination of revenue, sales taxes and employment taxes. But I think it's one of the big hurdles to be overcome, because at the moment there is a massive amount of value in the industry, and if and where it's taxed is somewhat lacking in transparency and not entirely logical with where the value is being created in terms of consumption of the service. So you can see that there's an issue to be addressed, but the vested interests are enormous. The amount of money is enormous. So it will take global cooperation in the same way that as there has been on tax transparency and sharing of data, which nobody 10 years ago would have thought would have moved as fast as it has. And I hope, again, part of the digital agenda is to agree a framework, at least to start with a framework for considering how the digital economy should be taxed.
Just one final question